From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on Lalate.
It's a big midday here on LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over why the House is back in session and the incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we'll go to the recon. Voting started across the board. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people in the fourth stimulus recon. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll go over who qualifies for this money under the fourth stimulus recon. Then the voting is started, and direct from Santa Monica, live on air, I'll go over all the details that's happening today. Why $3.5 trillion will be the biggest payout you've ever gotten, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, whether you're from the North or the South. It's the biggest payout we've ever seen for this channel. Then we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime, and why the big money is still coming under third stimulus. Why viewers are getting the biggest payouts we've ever seen across the board. And then we'll turn to the news that's captivating a country. The Lalate alerts. In less than 8 hours, thousands of people have already signed up. It's a massive blockbuster, launched in less than 24 hours from today, and already thousands have already signed up. If you haven't, I'm going to show you how. It's all free, and you need to confirm your email address and more. It's a big day, and the excitement is kicking up. Direct and live from Santa Monica on a beautiful day. The heat is on, and I have all the great news starting right here, right now, on a big noontime Lalate. Hey, good noontime, everybody. It's beautiful here, direct from you, with you in Santa Monica, live on air this beautiful noontime. So much happening across the board as the president had secret meetings yesterday about your fourth stimulus recon. What were those meetings about? What did he discuss? And why does he want two bodies of legislation on his desk in the White House? I'll go over the incredible great news as the House is back in session for voting as early as today. Then we cut to the big money that's happening under that fourth stimulus recon that'll raise your benefits, that'll give you the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's $3.5 trillion of checks for you, and you are going to do absolutely incredible. Then we turn to fifth stimulus, which raise your benefits up as more, and all the incredible great news as we go into a big noontime, and this is LA. How are you? America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week. Financial news channel in America, live in the morning like right now and taped in the afternoons. Coming up next at 1 o'clock is Afternoons LA. Then our new show of Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. Then Evenings LA at 5. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. The link is underneath the video. And yes, everyone has been talking about the new Lalate alerts. It's an alert system that sends you messages when breaking news happens to your email address. It's free. You go to news.lalate.com/alerts. A link of it is in the top of the chat, in the pinned comment, and more. There you'll just put in your name and your email address, and you will get alerts like this one, which is actually one that was sent out minutes ago for noontime LA. It looks exactly like this. Says now playing. It will send you the alert for the video that's happening. Now, after you sign up, you have to confirm your email address. A confirmation will be sent to you. Check the spam folder. At the moment, nearly 50% of all signups are still sitting in the confirmation mode. They have not been confirmed, so make sure you confirm, and you'll get a thank you when you're confirmed. It's the talk of the town, and hit that all that right now. Let's cut to those monthly stimulus checks. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. Let's go over all the details you need to know and why there is so much push across the board to get stimulus checks, more than we've ever seen before. Who wants to give you those stimulus checks? Let's look at it right now. Senators Warren, Sanders, and also Wyden. They write in just days ago that they want you to have a monthly stimulus check. Yes, great news. They don't say the amount, though. Then we have on the House side, AOC and Omar writing just days ago, they want you to have a monthly stimulus check. Oh, great news. And they say $2,000. That's the magic number. House Ways and Means Committee, which is the one that's actually writing part of the legislation of the forced stimulus recon, they write that they want you to have a monthly stimulus check, but they don't say the amount. And they say they want you to have a fifth next year. Wow, great news. And then we have the Americans petition, which puts the price tag at $2,000 a month monthly, nearly 3 million signatures signed across the country of American citizens. And finally, the House bill, $2,000 a month after the first month, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Pandemic plus 1 year monthly stimulus check. Why is that House bill the biggest payout? Votes House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is at noontime. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Well, that House bill would pay pandemic plus 1 year, which would be at least 12 checks, which would be at least $13,000. Compare that to the Senate. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Who gets this forced stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that they want to give you a fourth if you got a third. Single individuals, $75,000 or less. Democrats want you to have a forced stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less. Democrats want you to have a forced stimulus check. Double it. Family of four. Democrats say they want you to have a forced stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, Democrats want you to have a forced stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, and more. The forced stimulus check is not a taxable check. And the forced stimulus check will be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. And finally, the forced stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you did go to the casino last night and you're walking out in the parking lot and saw the check sort of staggering, a little bit tipsy from too much $12 ice cream, and you walked up to the check, say, "Hi, check, how you doing? Oh, I see two of you." The response should be fine. That you can look at me and see two of me, so long as I see multiple reoccurring versions of you. Waivable check. There you go. In the second half of this recording, we go over the big deal as $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the forced stimulus recon, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. And why is this a done deal? I have all the incredible news you're going to hear only on this channel. Then we go to the voting process and why Steny Hoyer's comments going into today's return of the House members signals a surprise announcement. Oh boy. Again, you're only going to hear this on this channel. It's the details you want to know. It's coming up in the third part of this video, and then we'll fit stimulus as well. But first, get a pen and paper ready, because we're going to get some money. Rent, utilities, food, internet, it's all there available for you under third stimulus. And the viewers of this channel continue to rock it because of the rollout of the new Lalate alerts. I've not had time to go through all the incredible messages. You keep on sending them. Send them routinely. Keep on sending them to me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, social media, on DM, Instagram, and say, these are the monies you've gotten for rent, utilities, and food. Here are some of the recent success stories. Wow. $27,000 for Elizabeth. Incredible. Mark, $25,000 for rent he got. Nancy, a Purple Hawk. Mark, a Purple Hawk. Elizabeth, a Purple Hawk, $24,000. Look at these numbers. Incredible. Great job. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. A lot of people over the weekend, like Helen, sent me a very nice message. She got 3 utilities. I love that. It shows me that you're not stopping with just the water. You're also calling up and getting the electric or the heating oil or the heat. I love that. Don't stop with one utility, get several. But how much are those utilities paying? They're paying a lot. They're not just paying a few pennies here and there. Let's look at the numbers that viewers are getting. Are you ready for this? It's just incredible. The utilities numbers continue to come in bigger and bolder than we ever thought was possible. And when we look at the utilities, the numbers are just wow. I mean, I'm floored. $7,000 for Nancy. Just incredible. Mark, $6,500 for utilities. Angela, $5,000. Wow. And then when we talk about SNAP, money for food, are you ready? Bam. Wow. Louis, $18,000. Great job. John, $10,000 to $12,000. And Nancy, $5,000. She got 3 items. So who else got to the Triple Crown? Who got 3 items for this channel also? Nancy, there you go. $32,000 from this channel as a Purple Hawk. And you seeing is believing. These are Lalate viewers, and they are killing it. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. And Mark, $32,000 for an incredible 2 items. Two items. Mark got $32,000 for 2 items, but that's a graphic for 3 items. How did you get on my graphic for 3 items, Mark? I'll tell you what happened. Mark had gotten 2 items for $32,000. And then on camera for 5 days, I said to Mark, go get Snap. Snap is money for food. And why is it Snap? Because it's a Snap. It's really easy to get. And I love Mark's story for 3 reasons. Number one, within less than 5 days, he got Snap. There you go. That's picking up the phone and pushing Purple Power. Look at what he did. In less than 5 days, he got on Snap. Number two, he told his neighbor about me. He said, watch that kid, that LA, he's the real deal. The neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 for rent within 5 days. Can you imagine? And then the third reason I love it, Mark's story, is because of how much he got for Snap. Are you ready for this? Here you go. Mark got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And boy, if you think the ceiling is there, it's not. The sky is the limit. Lorraine at $105,640. It's incredible, and this is what we do here on LA. We've been doing this since day one as a family. In spring of last year, people had applied for the EID loan and were not getting approved. So on camera for 4 weeks, nonstop, I helped people get their applications approved. I called it the 330, the 331, the 48 Vortex viewers. They had applied and their applications were stalled. So I got their applications approved. $25 million of them, saving their employees' homes, their homes, and also their businesses. But in fall of 2020, we had a similar situation. Second stimulus was not going out. People needed money. So I stepped on camera and I got viewers $250,000 for rent, like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston, getting $15,000 for rent. But now you're doing it bigger and better than ever before because you've learned from this channel. So let's go over all the details, how you get this money if you just found this channel, or you got one item and you're ready to get the other items. When it gets rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities, this is all under third stimulus. The money is still there. And I'm going to show you different places to get the money. In fact, I'm going to show you 6 places. Here's some introductory remarks. Number one, reach out to each of the places. So if you reach out to the first and it says no, reach out to the next. Number two, they have their different eligibility criterion. So if the first one says no, reach out to the next. Number three, they have different pots of money. So if something goes wrong with the first, reach out to the next one. Also, every state has the same amount of money. Every state was dedicated the same amount of money from the federal government based upon the number of residents you have. So there's money in every state. Now, if you're in a very small town, like 100 people, you may have to go up higher up the food chain. More about that in a second. Listen to the keywords I say in this video, and also never insert new qualifications in your mind. They don't give money to people who have surfboards. Untrue. And let's get that money starting right now. You can reach out to 6 places. You ready? Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. Those are the 6 places you're going to reach out to, and the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch Attini. Is that the one with the $12 ice cream and the lobster sauce? Oh my goodness, awful. They don't want to hear that. They'll turn off the phone on you. And there you go. If you got rent or utilities, post in the live chat right now. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of the money coming back to you is the money for a Snap. John got $12,000. Louis got $18,000. Mark got $19,000. Glenn got for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got as well. What is Snap? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? A lot. Eligibility? It's a Snap. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $60,000 a year. But if you saw the breaking news live on air during this broadcast a week ago today, you heard the wonderful news. It's incredible news. The President of the United States went to the Department of Agriculture a week ago today, said, I'm not doing another executive order after mine expires of 15% in September. You're taking care of it, and you're doing a lifetime. And they are. Department of Agriculture a week ago today announced the wonderful news of the following. Everyone's SNAP benefits are going up. An average of 25% lifetime automatic nationwide. Oh my goodness. So if you've gotten SNAP as well, post in the live chat right now. And let's turn to the next part of the money. It's the money coming back from your states due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. Whereas Atlantic direct deposit, the average payment is $2,000 to $5,000 across the board. Finally, the last padded payment of money is the refund check coming back from IRS that you paid 2020 taxes on for that unemployment benefits. Average payment is about $1,200. Mark got $1,400, and one viewer over the weekend got $2,000, she tells me. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. This is the refund check on that 2020 unemployment benefits. More about that in a second, but here's a personal message from me to you. I launched this channel to help you, and now you're helping others. My spirit of helping you is reduced to the fact that on Sunday, I, within 24 hours, knowing that the YouTube alert system was down, set up a brand new alert system called the Lalate Alerts, because I know it's important for you not to miss news by a minute. And if you're in the live chat, I want you to post your success stories for rent, utilities, or food, or internet you got, because when you do, you help other people. Number one, you inspire people to pick up the phone and call, because when they see people getting money, then they realize, I need to pick up the phone and call. Number two, you inspire people to realize this is not a couple $100s. This is thousands of dollars. Number three, people like Art Sullivan and Nisi, who are viewers of this channel, they got 3 items, and they inspire countless people to get 3 items like Mark. Finally, we realize the monies are going bigger and bolder than ever before, so go get that money. And post your success stories in live chats to inspire other people, and set up for Lalate alerts as well. So when are those money coming back from IRS? Well, they're coming, you can track it. Go to irs.gov, do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work. It'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. And then 70% of the time, it'll reveal the refund check you're getting, and then stuff you wish you had never seen. Like, what's the ingredient list on the Micciatini? Oh, my goodness, I don't want to know. And with that, we go into the second part of your fourth stimulus check update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Guaranteed. Now, what is this recon, and how can I say it's guaranteed? Let me explain all the details starting right now. The recon is a process that they agreed upon the price before they started. Before they started the prices, they said, what price tag you want? 3.5 trillion, done. So they've already agreed upon the price tag. They've already agreed upon how to split the money among the committees. All they have to agree upon is how they're spending the money. All this money is for you. First, second, and third stimulus package this big, and 90% for corporations. This package this big, and all for you. Moreover, the President of the United States has said, put on my desk in the White House both the recon and the roads and bridges. I have to sign both of them. And guess what? The Republicans really want the roads and bridges, and the Democrats really want the recon. So they're going to not ambush one another, because they both have to land on the President's table. So how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. And this is something you're only going to hear from on this channel. That the Democrats who met with the president to agree upon the price tag of 3.5 trillion were not just senators, they were also House members. And when they met with the president, they agreed upon a price tag of 3.5 trillion. So this price tag is a done deal. And that's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, progressive, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, progressive, New York, had said we have to have a bigger enough recon before that price tag was agreed upon. Torres says we have to have a larger recon, and Omar says we have to have a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. You got it, 3.5 trillion. The president, after he agreed upon that price tag of 3.5 trillion, told the progressives, protect the recon, because everything in there is checks for the American people. Their progressive priorities, that they're also the White House's own priorities. The White House told Schatz and Jolopal, both Democrats and progressives. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? What is a recon substantive? You need to know these two things, because the president, again, has said, I need both of them on my desk in the White House. Number one, what are the two pass? Well, recon is your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag, $3.5 trillion. Also called the Democratic spending plan, or the social reform plan, social spending plan. Always called social spending because it's spending on social issues and your checks. Then bipartisan, also called roads and bridges, infrastructure, not your money. We got 3 bodies of law we got to do. Recon procedural, which will be done this week potentially, if not today. Recon substantive up next, and then bipartisan. So what's the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? Let's go over the details starting right now. Recon procedural is very simple. In fact, it's stuff that they have already agreed upon before they started. Number one, do you agree upon a price tag of 3.5 trillion? Of course I do. I did before I started. Why are you asking me that question? Do you agree that committee number 1 gets $10, committee number 2 gets $20? Yeah, I told you that before we started. Why are you asking me that obvious question? I mean, this is sort of where we are with the recon procedural. Then they go right into recon substantive, which is a little bit more depth then. Okay, now that committee has been given $10, how's that committee to spend the money? And how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Wow, purple power. And then this. Can we top that? Yes. 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus recon checks in that fourth stimulus package. Wow. That same subcommittee we just went over early in this video? Yep, there they are. They promised that they're going to be putting that fourth stimulus check in there. So you got to push purple power and make sure they keep their promise. And can we top that? Yes. Biden did it. 8 weeks ago, he went overseas to have a ceremonial signature. The real signature followed days thereafter. It's for something that's no longer needed in the recon, making the recon easier to pass. It's for the global minimum corporate tax rate. Now it's easier to write the recon, easier to vote on the recon, easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. Meantime, if you have gotten one item from this channel in the last year this channel has been around, whether it's $100 for utilities or $20 for your electric bill, you are ready for fourth stimulus. But if you haven't, I want you to pick up the phone. Call them up. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. Because when we get to fourth stimulus, you are going to be ready to pounce. More about those details in the final 15 minutes of this video. Coming up after this commercial break, here's a little bit about the community page if you're having problems getting the other sums of money across the board. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA at 9 a.m. Home LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues right now at noontime, live from Santa Monica, California, along the water. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from. In the second half of this recording, in the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over what the president's secret meeting was on Sunday about your fourth stimulus recon. It's really incredible, great news. And then we go over the provisions of what is in that fourth stimulus recon, and why, as a viewer of this channel, you're going to do really well when this recon becomes law. Then we go over the vote, and yes, the voting started. The House members are back in session, and the big sums of money you can get across the board, and we'll be turning to fifth stimulus as well. Meantime, I want to highlight two wonderful comments during the commercial break. Christina said, I got my back rent of 3 months of rent paid last week for a total of $5,000 of Utah. Congratulations, Christina. And Faith Angel in New Jersey said, I got $5,000 of rent 6 months, $5,000 for rent 6 months. I wasn't behind. And just do it, people. Great job to both of you. And this is a big noontime direct from Santa Monica on LA. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Meantime, don't forget to sign up for Lalate alerts. It's at the top of the chat. You see that link at the top of the chat, and you can get all the alerts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, free from this channel. More about that and a personal message at the end of this video. Stay to the very end. Meantime, the President of the United States had promised to raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus, and now the Democrats are taking care of it in what's called fifth stimulus, and this is starting in September, just days away. It involves the SSI reform. They propose to get it done by potentially November. That will raise your benefits up a lifetime. How does this work? Step one. They'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the simple, easy breezy details starting right now. For who? You! If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step two, they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. Where is inflation going to go? It's going to be transitory. It's going to reach a spike around December. And that's exactly where we're getting new indications that they may start tapering away, the Federal Reserve. How high is that inflation rate going to go? We'll have to see, but I'm predicting about 5%. Let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. And if it is 5%, you'll be a plus 5% lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. Then they're going to move the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now you have room to have some muddled. Did you call this muddled? No, it's not muddled. You'll be able to have a range of options in your hand and some stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. And there you go. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. The House members represent. They propose to put it next year. And finally, if you're in the live chat and you notice people who have emojis of purple hawks, but you don't have one, what are you doing? You got to become a purple hawk. The link is underneath the video. When you become a Purple Hawk, you're delivered daily from me via the alert system, a breakdown of all the big money that is available for you under first, second, third stimulus, and proposed under fourth and fifth. Purple Hawks have been doing incredible work on this channel in the last few days, and certainly the last few months. In December of last year, I said to viewers, second stimulus was not coming, so let me get you some money for rent. And that's how Tyrone and his family of four got $15,000. But then in January, I said, Purple Hawks, don't be focused on just a $1,400 stimulus check. There's a lot of other money in addition to that in the third stimulus package. I said, I can get you $14,000. And I said, money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And now you see what Purple Hawks are doing. They're picking up the phone and they're not getting a $500. They're getting $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. Multiple items. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk. The link is under the video. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Meantime, let's go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with the fourth stimulus recon. It's incredible, great news starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Let me go over why it's confirmed and what this means for you. Recon is all spending, and it's $3.5 trillion of checks coming to the American people, in addition to the push to get stimulus checks in there as well. The $3.5 trillion price tag agreed upon before they started the voting process, so that's a no-brainer. The Democrats all agreeing to pass this, so that's a non-brainer. The Republicans no needed of a vote from them, so that's a no-brainer. And finally, the president saying, Republicans, you like the roads and bridges. Democrats, you like the recon. You got to put both on my desk at the same time. Great setup across the board. So the recon will pass for recon procedural. About 2 weeks ago, I told you on air that Steny Hoyer, the majority leader of the House, had ordered the House members back in session. And along the way, there was always someone saying, they're gone to September. Untrue. They're back this week, as early as today. Steny Hoyer, majority leader, said get back in town on August 23rd, be ready to vote as early as 6 o'clock tonight. And the third sentence, which is the one, you're not going to hear this analysis anywhere else but here. He says, get ready to stay in town as long as we need to. We're done with all this. Done with what? The recon procedural is just a blink of an eye. The price tag, I agree. Can I go home, Steny? No, you're staying till we're done with everything. Well, what's everything? It can only be one thing: recon substantive. Now remember, recon procedural is a quick vote. What's the price tag? The only thing after that that's left is recon substantive. Does that mean we're starting on the House side for recon substantive and then going to the Senate side? I believe we are. Several weeks ago, before Steny Hoyer's remarks, I had told you of rumors that said that the recon procedural, which went Senate House, will be followed by the recon substantive going House Senate. Here's a series of reasons why this makes sense and why this is great news for you financially. Number one, they did a recon procedural in the Senate when the House was gone. Now they sent it to the House when the Senate's gone. But the House is staying in town. They're not leaving when they're done with recon procedural. So it makes sense to do recon substantive and be finished with the recon, send it over to the Senate, and then the Senate says, oh, the House is done, come back in town. Total makes sense. Number two, it makes financial sense for the House to start for you because the legislation is written by the House subcommittees, like House Ways and Means, responsible for things like unemployment benefits and stimulus checks, because the House members will be getting a bill that's written by House members. Number two, the House members generally pay more than the senators. Number three, the House members are more progressive and they spend more money than Senate Democrats that are more moderate. Number four, finally, it's better to start with people who spend more money, House side, and then go to the senators, vote-a-rama, who would add money on top of that. So it makes incredible great news to start on the House side. So let's turn now to the recon substantive and what it is, what the vote entails, and what the president did. All fascinating news, and some you're hearing for the first time on Noontime. First, the recon substantive has proposals of what's to be put in there, but it's not law yet. It's certainly not bill yet. Here are some of the proposals. Checks for every parts of the walk of life for viewers of this channel. Free school meals for all checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. More about that in a second. Then checks for free internet. Checks for farmers. Checks for workers. Lots of checks for workers, like independent contractors. And lots of checks for seniors, like dental checks, vision checks, and hearing care checks. Okay, so what did the president do yesterday? President did something very ingenious yesterday. It was buried in a news article, so this is not front page news, just stuff you only see on this channel. The president had a quiet meeting with his Democrat caucus and said, okay, we're going to start on the recon substantive, and I want you to really focus on talking about one subject, the cheaper prescriptions. Why the cheaper prescriptions? The article, which is very well written and also shows the strategy of the president, which makes a lot of sense, is that the cheaper prescription medication happens immediately, is an immediate benefit to your pocketbook, to your wallet. Let me explain why. The way they envision this is following. And currently, a prescription medication prices are set by the manufacturers and agreed to with, let's say, Medicare or Medicaid. Yeah, let's say it's $10 for this one item. Well, the law would become effective at a particular day and immediately slash those prices. So instead of $10 on a Monday, the next day, Tuesday, it's $5. This would make a big difference on your pocketbook, your wallet, your bank account immediately. And so he thinks this is a very, very understandable idea, and it is. It's an immediate impact that you get a financial benefit from instantly. I love it. Now, let's go to recon substantive, what you need to do. We need to understand that recon procedural, that's a cakewalk. That's just the price tag. But recon substantive, they got to do the right thing. We have AOC and Omar saying we need $2,000 stimulus checks. We have the House Ways and Means saying they're going to give you a forced stimulus check. We have the House bill saying $1,000 after the first month. We have Sanders, Warren, and also Wyden saying need monthly stimulus checks. Well, they need to deliver. They can't just say it. They also need to deliver. And so when we look at the recon substantive, it's how the committees spend the money. So that's why I brought back Seats for Stimulus, our 2020 social media campaign on this channel, which basically says, give me the right stimulus or I'm taking your seats. Now, remember, we all know that the $3.5 trillion is coming to us, but how it's coming to us, who gets the lion's share, who gets a small share, who gets this part, who gets that part. You want to make sure they're spending the money the right way. That's hashtag seats, the number 4 stimulus. Ironically, 6 House seats are up for grabs in November, right? And they're campaigning right now, these people, to keep their seats. 6 seats could determine the balance of power in the House among Democrats and also Republicans. So go on social media and push across the board. Meantime, let's go to the details of why viewers of this channel are going to be really ready under Forced Stimulus Recon. Forced Stimulus Recon is lots of checks. And here's what you need to know, is that when we're talking about a dental check or a vision check, it does not come from IRS in the mail, says Department of Treasury, here's a check for your vision. No. They send you a check, just a check. If you want to check for vision, you have to go to the division of the government. That's that check for vision. And the check for vision is incredible. That's what people want. That's what people want for also dental across the board. That check for dental, for example, could be a lot of money, or that check for vision could be a lot of money. It's what we call application-based. Not a big problem at all. You just pick up the phone and call. So I love it if you've gotten $100 from this channel or $1,000. If you've picked up the phone and called the water department, the electric department, the gas department, say, I need money because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, or utility assistance because of COVID. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Because the big sums of money that are in this $3.5 trillion, in fact, the money that's guaranteed in there is money where you go out and get it. No surprise where it's going to be, because I'm going to show you when it happens. So viewers of this channel are going to be ready to pounce across the board. Finally, 2 personal messages that I want to deliver to you right now. The first one I need your help on. The second one I want to update you about something wonderful. Number 1, YouTube reached out to me and said that they want to get confirmation from you as a member that you're not receiving alerts from the YouTube community page for members. This is the YouTube community page for members. So if you're in the live chat right now and you're a member, you're a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, and you have not received any message from me via YouTube, the community page, today, yesterday, it's been down since Wednesday, then say, I'm a member and I'm not getting YouTube member alerts. I'm not getting YouTube member alerts. They want me to show them that of all the thousands and thousands of members that have gotten nothing, here they are. They're not getting any alerts. So I need your assistance on posting that in the live chat right now, and I'll show that to them to show them that members are not getting alerts. Finally, because I think that it's very important for you not to be left guessing or hanging at any moment, on Sunday I took my time off to launch within 24 hours, I don't think anyone's ever done this, an entire alert system for news. It's called the new Lalate Alerts. It's totally free, and it was launched because YouTube's down. And it may be our new normal because I adore it, and the viewers are loving it as well. There's a link for Lalate Alerts in the top of the chat, in the description, and in the pinned comment. It's at news.lalate.com alerts. It's on the Lalate website. When you go to the Lalate website, it'll say, put in your name, your last name, and your email address. And then the next step is very important. The next step is it sends you an email that says, Lalate sends you an email that says, please confirm that you want to be part of the Lalate Alerts. You need to look for that confirmation email. It may be in your spam folder. It'll say, make sure you want to subscribe for the Lalate Alerts. Say yes, and then immediately it'll say, thank you. Welcome, you are now subscribed to Lalate Alerts. And if you do that, you'll start receiving the alerts like this one for this show. Noontime, which went out before the show aired, had a link directly into the video. Also has links to stuff across the board. It's totally free, and it comes to your email address. It has links to stuff all across the board, but more importantly, it shows you links to videos, gives you anything that I need to deliver to you as soon as something happens. It's the new Lalate Alerts, and make sure you sign up right now. And if you're still sitting in the confirmation mode, make sure you confirmed. As of the time of this recording, even though I haven't had time to look at all the analytics of it, it looked like about 50% of people were still sitting in the confirmation mode. So make sure you confirm, check that spam folder. Meantime, I make it easy breezy for you going forward. Afternoons Lalate's throwback show starts at 1 o'clock after this, and you don't have to do anything because this video will automatically take you there when this video's over within 6 seconds. Then after that is the new Afternoons Lalate show with a lot of breaking news at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today. That show will automatically take you over there as well. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with Lalate for more.